Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Well, first things first, I had to get out here and clear some of the jungle away from my solar panels. I haven't been out here in a few weeks to do that, and this grows up very quickly. And yesterday I noticed that some of this stuff right here was just about as tall in through here. And I was catching a little afternoon shade here, and it was taking fully, and I mean just a little shadow through there, was taking 60 to 70 watts off my lower string there, when under normal conditions, without any shading, these two strings work basically identically as far as output. And then I had a little shadow up there from that little red-leafed plant there, and I had to trim it back as well. So now I'm back in full sun, and they're both putting out almost to the watt the exact same power. Okay, so let's go in and take a look at that battery. So about a month ago, I introduced you guys to this Voltgo 12.8 volt 200 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery, and we've made a couple little shorter clips on how this thing is working. We've had it into production here over the past month, using it quite a bit, and it has worked flawlessly. And a lot of you guys have said, hey, let's take a look on the inside of this and see what it looks like. So let's do that. So we know on the outside it's got a lot of added features that we're not accustomed to seeing on these type of batteries this size. You know, it's got the on-off switch, it's got a battery state of charge, approximate state of charge, you know, in 25% increments. So when you turn the power on, it will show you, like right there, that it is 100% full. And it doesn't usually go down to lower until you do get, I mean, it doesn't show anything more specific than the 25% increments, but it does give you a ballpark of what your state of charge is just at a glance. And we've left this on for a long period of time to see if that thing draws down much, and it really doesn't. We've left it on for a week with no charge or discharge going in or out of this, and it's just not hitting that battery at all. But we want to take a peek inside now. And it also has these COM ports, which I have not utilized, but for those of you that would want to hook up some comms to it, I'll just give you another quick peek of that. You know, you'd plug in there. Same thing on this side. So yeah, we haven't seen that before on any batteries this size that I'm aware of, but that might be something you guys are interested in. Okay, we pop the 12 screws out, and here's what it looks like on the inside. Now, I have to say that I am definitely no expert in any of these components, and my main purpose in opening this up is for those of you that wanted to take a peek inside that were interested in this battery. As we know, it's a little more expensive than a typical 200 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery, and it looks to be, you know, a really nice build. And I will point out what I do know what is what, and there's the 6 indicator lights right there for your approximate state of charge in the battery. That little thing there, I do not know what that is at all. And let me turn it around this way and show you. Here's the BMS. Looks like everything fastened in there is with stainless steel. And this is the BMS. And here's the model number for those of you that you could pause that and see what that is. And then this right here, I'm assuming is that for those COM ports. And we can see Yeah, that is, because it's coming off of right here and going into those COM ports, which I showed you on the outside. I'll give you those of you that know all these electronics will know what this is. I can't speak with any intelligence about that. But just looking at this, I mean, it looks very, very solid from my point of view. I'm not going to rip it out any further because I just don't feel qualified to be taking it apart any further than this. But yeah, that looks very, very nice. And what do we got here? We've got some, oh, that lid just fell over, but it's okay. Those say, what do they say right here? Looks like, I know I just saw it. 6 gauge, 8 gauge. Let me pause that and take a peek. Okay, those do read 8 AUG wires there. Those look the same. And these over here, they must be 6. I'm trying to see if I can see any writing on there. Yeah, those look to be 6, although I cannot make out the writing on there. But as you can see, the way everything is fastened down, covered with a little silicone. Nice and clean. Really nice. Everything looks really good. And like I say, this thing's been working just absolutely perfectly. So I really do like this battery. And a lot of you have been mentioning, yeah, but it's like twice the price of a battery this size of what's available right now out there largely. And that is true. And the other thing that I did notice on the lid, right in here, you've got a nice rubber insert for when it gets screwed back onto the case. Gives you that watertight fitting. So, yeah, that's what it looks like. I think it looks great. I mean, we've torn apart some other batteries that definitely didn't look this good in there. And I wish I could say with a little more expertise about all of these various components, but I just don't have that information. And I don't know that much about the electronics. So what I can say is it's been working great for the past month. We have been using it quite a bit. Never one problem with it. So yeah. Trying to go slow enough for those of you that know what you're looking at. Can give it the eagle eye here. All right. Well, one of the things that I said that I liked about this in the very first video was that it does have an accessible case. So for those of you that like to get inside of your case and make any adjustments or just tear it apart even further, it's very easy to do. It went right back together. Easy. And let's make sure that I got everything right. Yeah, so there's those LED lights up, and this is a full battery. I pulled it off after it was charged up, and now we're going to drop it right back into production. And I will continue to work this thing out and let you guys know if there's ever any kind of a problem. I don't anticipate anything, as it has worked absolutely flawlessly. So I'm curious, have any of you purchased this battery? Because it does have a lot of interest. And I'd like to know if it's working for you guys as well. It's working out here, and if that ever changes, you'll be the first to know. Thanks as always for tuning in, everybody. One day I may know a lot more about tearing down a battery, but you know, that's really not my forte. But I did want to take a peek at that to see what the quality looked like inside. And from my perspective, it looked like a real solid build. A lot of you will be able to comment further on that, but yeah, it's working just great. Have a great day, everybody. Still waiting on some rain out here. Aloha.